President never, in form or substance, directed or suggested that Mr. Comey stop investigating anyone, including the president never suggested that Mr. Comey, quote, let Flynn go, close quote. The president also never told Mr. Comey, quote, I need loyalty. I expect loyalty, close quote. He never said it in form, and he never said it in substance. Mr. Comey admitted that he leaked to friends of his purported memos of those privileged communications, although Mr. Comey testified that he only leaked the memos in response to a tweet. The public record reveals that the New York Times was quoting from those memos the day before the referenced tweet. We will leave it to the appropriate authorities to determine whether these leaks should be investigated along with all the others that are being investigated.
The disputes, of course, that he presented there could easily be settled if the White House released the secret tapes that the president has suggested exist but has yet to produce. We asked Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the deputy press secretary, about this yesterday, whether there was a recording, a taping system in the White House, and she joked to reporters that she'll have to look under the couches. Back to you.
And others in the White House saying, I can't talk about whether or not there are tapes. NBC's Peter Alexander at the White House. Peter, thanks. Michael, I want to give you a chance to respond to what the attorney Kasowitz said right there. It seems to me he's got his chronology wrong.
Yeah, the dates are off.
Right, the memo came after the tweet, not vice versa.
The first story that I did was on the loyalty dinner. That's the one-on-one, where they face off and he asks him twice for the loyalty and he declines to give it, says honest loyalty. And then it was in the aftermath of that that Trump tweeted, right, Comey, better watch out, better not be a leaker, there's tapes. That's the following Monday. Comey wakes up at 2 a.m. in the morning and says, hold on, it's just dawned on me. If there is a taping system, maybe we can corroborate the conversations that I had with the president, and sets in motion the things that lead to the meeting with Trump about the Flynn investigation coming out.
So that was a fictional account of what happened for Mr. Kasowitz yesterday.
The facts were not accurate.
The Donald Trump of lawyers, as they say. Let's talk about the February 14th article that you're still standing by it, that Comey said was inaccurate. Why are you standing by the story? What can you tell us about it?
So what happened yesterday is that the senator asked about this February 14th story. Comey said it was mostly not true. We spent an enormous amount of time re-reporting this story since the 14th, including yesterday. And what our reporting shows is that there has indeed been extensive contacts between the Trump associates and Russian officials. And we wrote a whole story today that laid out the case of why we still think that this is. Comey did not say specifically what issues he had with the stories. We went to the FBI and asked them. They did not. We think maybe the FBI may be putting a fine definition on intelligence officials. They may be saying that the amount of intercepted calls that we think there was wrong, but our reporting still supports it, and it's also something that a lot of other outlets have reported.
So the reporting you stand by and the reporting that you continue to get, and there's abundant evidence out there, is that the overall view of the story, that there were an abundant amount of contacts between Trump's people and Russian officials, is still an accurate part of that story.
And we continue to report on this story because obviously there's questions about it, and we continue to push, and we were as upfront as we could be today in the paper, and we'll continue to do that.
All right, Michael Schmidt, thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Whatever you did yesterday that Mika and her mom enjoyed
we were
watching
in the hospital.
That was a New York Times.
Your little Facebook thing. It's so cute. It was good.
It was a little different. It was
good. He just rolled up his sleeves and talked.
I got a lot of criticisms of my tie, actually.
No, you were fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, at least they worry about
you have great presence.
I don't know, but
yeah.
That was some of the criticisms.
Don't beat yourself.
All right, two top political reporters join the discussion. We've got the Washington Post, Bob Costa, and also Glenn Thrush from the New York Times. Morning Joe, back in a minute. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.